All right, in this explainer, we're going to unlock a secret weapon for your ACT score. Seriously, we're going to master 4 super simple concepts that can make a huge difference on test day. All right, in this explainer, we're going to unlock a secret weapon for your ACT score. Seriously, we're going to master 4 super simple concepts that can make a huge difference on test day.
So just how big of a difference are we talking about? Well, on every single ACT math section, you can expect to see 5 to 8 questions about mean, median, mode, and range. Mastering these isn't just a little boost, that's a huge chunk of your math score.
And what does that actually mean for your final score? Well, by really nailing these 4 ideas, you can add a crucial 2 to 4 points to your overall composite score. Think about that. These are some of the fastest and most reliable points you can possibly get. Okay, let's dive right in. To get those points, you need 4 essential tools in your statistics toolkit. So let's break down exactly what they are one by one. First up is the mean. Now, this is just the official, kind of fancy word for the average. We've probably been calculating this for years without even thinking about it. You just add up all the numbers in a set and then divide by how many numbers you added. Simple.
Next, we've got the median. I want you to think middle. But, and this is super important, there's a critical first step. You absolutely have to arrange the numbers in order from smallest to largest. Once they're all lined up, the median is just the number sitting right there in the center.
Then there's the mode. You know, I like to think of this as the most popular number in the group. It's simply the value that shows up more often than any other number in the data set. That's it. And finally, we have the range. This tool is all about measuring the spread of the data. To find it, you just take the highest value in the set and subtract the lowest value. It gives you a really quick sense of how far apart all the numbers are.
Okay, this comparison table is incredibly useful. I want you to pay close attention to that last row, affected by outliers. See how the mean is sensitive to really high or really low numbers, but the median and mode aren't? That is a key difference that the ACT just loves to test.
And hey, to help make all this stuff stick when you're under pressure, here are a few simple memory tricks. The mean is mean because it has to include every single number. Median sounds a lot like middle. Mode sounds like most, and the range is the reach from the lowest number all the way to the highest. All right, we've got the tools. Now let's open up the playbook and see how this all comes together in a classic problem that you might actually see on the ACT. Let's walk through this example together. So for the mean, we add them all up and divide by 8, since there are 8 numbers. Easy. For the median, and remember, this is the crucial first step, we have to order the data. Since we have an even number of values, we average the 2 middle ones, 10 and 12, to get 11. The mode is simple. 8 pops up more than anything else. And for the range, we just do the highest, 22, minus the lowest, 8, to get 14. You know, knowing the definitions is half the battle. Now, let's get into the pro-level strategy by learning how to spot and, more importantly, how to dodge the common traps the ACT sets for everybody. This right here is, without a doubt, the single most common trap students feel the clock ticking, and they just forget this one critical step for finding the median. If you don't put the numbers in order from least to greatest before you look for the middle, you will get the question wrong. So always order the data first. And here it is, the second most common median mistake. When you have an even number of values in your set, there isn't just one single middle number. You have to find the 2 in the middle, add them together, and divide by 2. The ACT will almost always have an answer choice that's just one of those 2 middle numbers, just waiting for you to make that mistake. Oh, this is a classic trick question. What if every number appears only once? Or what if, say, 2 numbers are tied for being the most frequent? Well, in those cases, there is no mode. Don't feel like you have to pick a number. No mode is a totally valid answer on the ACT. And finally, always read the question carefully. The ACT just loves to throw in extra information to waste your time. For example, a problem might give you this long list of numbers and tell you the mean, but then only ask you to find the range. You have to learn to ignore all that noise and focus only on what the question is asking for.
So we know how to get the points, but let's zoom out for just a second and talk about why mastering these skills isn't just about one Saturday morning test.
The truth is, these concepts are absolutely everywhere. A baseball player's batting average, that's just a mean. When you hear the news talk about the median household income, they're using median to give you a much more accurate picture of wealth. Your GPA, weather reports, business sales, it's all built on this exact foundation.
At the end of the day,
These are some of the most dependable, reliable points you can possibly earn on the ACT Math section. You have the tools, you have the playbook, and you know the traps to avoid. So practice them, master them, and go into that test ready to claim every single one.